I like Tim being over there because I can get some great looks all day.
Yeah, watch out. It should look great. It could be dangerous.
Okay, so here's the website.
Yeah, let's start. Actually, that's
Nope, that's it. Okay. Thanks for showing up.
Like we're going to person stuff and
Yeah, I know, I'm sure it's gonna be.
Tell me about this. I've got some of your stuff.
Supposed to be sitting right there, so I don't get hit.
The last email from around is you and Bill were gonna be right left.
I used to get stuff when you guys came to our edition. Today because.
Right. Well, these are all yours.
No, you're right.
No, I think this one may.
Oh, it's about the other song. He gets it on. I get complaints and solutions. I don't pay their tickets, and once they get to their own tickets, that, no. I don't think it has, it's all not for your insurance.
Property applies to any of that.
No, I don't
Not
even.
only do you have to pay for the ticket, your insurance
But-
goes up.
When they do this, I don't know who this becomes.
When you get whatever, what am I looking at?
That's,
That's just
So does
financial.
it become then?
What's
I
this?
say, you know, like, keeps my responsibility.
That's,
If you got more money than time.
Additional appropriations. That is the,
Right,
I would think it's the police,
I would
but.
think so.
oh, this is the combined appropriation between.
But it
the
is, it's
two.
crazy because.
But
Oh,
see, we're
okay.
saying they can't go on the
You
property
want to handle that stuff?
Yeah.
because they have to turn.
Okay, we
it
do
around.
that.
I'll- Yeah, I got stuff.
Oh, here's
You guys want to get
That have to come on.
They'll get organized.
So it's
Get you organized.
91
Lives there.
Yes, we should be having these additional appropriation hearing first. Additional appropriation hearing first.
Okay.
We automatically get my stuff out here.
Yeah.
Boarded up as one, it's been for 5 years.
Sorry, I'm changing the subject.
Okay, we'll do that before the financial reports.
You do that
Yes, you, no, you do it very first.
Very first.
Oh, that's right.
You have to open it.
Right, road, right.
Special.
Drive.
That's right, we had the meeting before.
Hello?
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Only one I got. I got all the rest of them.
it's a resolution, and so pictures have the resolution, we don't have to do three.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start that one. I call the special meeting to order, the public hearing, which is not a special meeting. Okay, is there any public comment in regards to the resolution 2024-01, which is the additional general fund funding?
Appropriation.
But it says right there, it's whatever it says at the top of it.
No comments? Okay, so looking for a motion.
Close this.
Second.
We don't need to approve the appropriation.
No, it's just public.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
So two, first and a second on the close. All right, all in favor, close the meeting?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That one's closed. Okay, now we'll start the regular session. And start with prayer. Steve, you lead us?
Yes. Just do that first.
Yes.
Lord, I pray that you would provide clear thinking, help us to do the things that we need to do as a board. We ask for your discernment, your direction. Thank you that we're able to meet. Thank you for the folks that live here. Pray, Lord, that we might provide the right kind of leadership for them with your guidance. Pray this in Jesus' name.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Bill Walters.
Yes.
Steve Rogan.
Yes.
Tom Roberts. Tom Roberts.
Yeah.
Brady Hurley. Yes. And Adam Jones.
Yes, I'm here. Yeah, sorry, I was moving stuff around.
You're all right, I'm just, when you're ready.
I'll take a motion for the approval of the January minutes.
So moved.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Financial reports is next. I've got the reconciliation that
I've already signed that.
Steve has reviewed, the one, asked me to review it this month for that one's complete. Do we have it?
There should be claim docket and, there's
They're coming.
over there. Okay, over there. They're killing them. There's the other ones.
He's going through that now.
There's one here that's, this is the bigger one here, right? This is where they need
This
a
is
number.
the one she sent out. We got the claim document in the email. So it's the same.
It's the
Was there any changes from the email to that?
No, it's
So then
just
what
the
we got.
digital copy that you
This is the
guys
one that
have,
needs to
so
be
you can,
reviewed, unless you didn't review that.
so you can review it before you get here.
Oh, that's
what-
fine. Okay,
that's what
yeah,
it is.
all right. So we've already seen this.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's the
good.
one that came out.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I
While you
thought.
guys are reviewing the,
Okay, that's it.
report, yeah, let's get on the wastewater.
Yeah, we received an update today, so that Delaware County Regional Wastewater District, pretty much standard stuff in January. Lift station maintenance and A11 tickets, locates and things like that. He did mention that there was a pre-construction meeting for the Overlook Drive project. It's gonna go on. So it looks like, and Bill, maybe you can help us with that. Do you know the idea when that's gonna start?
It just went to bid, so notices will be going out, it'll break in the spring, I think they're planning on getting in March. Traffic will reach out, set up, they'll do door to door, let everybody know what's going on. They're going to do late starts and stuff because of the school bus pickup, so they make sure that we don't get the guys out there in front of it, but there'll be notices go out. Also, you get them in, we'll get them in the email, but they'll do it door to door before they start. Hopefully, it'll take 3 months, it'll start in March, it'll be done July, somewhere in that neighborhood, June, July.
Good deal.
It's Overlook Drive.
Yep, there's, I think, 10 of them going on the grinder pump situation and going in, so.
All right, thank you. Anybody have any questions?
All right, moving on to the claim claim docket and the payroll. Just look for a motion to approve those.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Oh, you need a number.
Oh, you need a number?
We need a number for the claim docket, that has to be set.
238, 871.06.
All right, departmental reports. Start off with sanitation.
That's me.
No, I heard that you.
I was just playing.
We need to, set a date for when the spring dumpsters are coming and cleanup. So we need to do that, and then, do you know that there is a price increase coming in 2025? So we need to review that and see if there's anything we need to do to make sure we're, comping all the appropriate funds.
No, that's on the daily pickup,
Yes.
Yes,
or weekly pickup, excuse me.
Yes.
Weekly pickup is.
We actually had a little bit of an increase this year.
yes,
But 1465,
1465.
1465 is what we're charged, and we're
And we-
charging
1550.
for this year. Then it'll go up, but next year, it'll be like a quarter difference, I think is what we looked at.
Yeah.
So we're,
I thought I remembered that.
oh, you wanna do anything this year, or you're gonna wait till next, that's why she was
Yes.
When's the contract up?
Yeah,
through 25.
So if we do nothing, then we cover all the costs, but it's only difference a quarter from this year to next year.
465 to 1550, 1465 to 1550 this year. 1525 to 1550
And we're
next year, if
charging-
we don't change it in 25.
And we're charging more.
We charge the 1550.
Yeah,
So she's saying the difference this year is the 1465 to 1550.
Right. Next year.
Next year,
it'll
it's
be even up.
1525 to 1550, and what that extra goes towards is like the recycle bins, all of, to pay for all of
To pay
that.
for those as well.
And the cleanups and the dumpsters, and so we cut it pretty close.
Yeah,
That'll be rough.
I would suggest we wait till the end of the year to talk about this, because we're going to be doing a water rate increase next month. And rather than hit them,
twice.
Well, I was thinking the
Yeah.
same thing, if we can manage this until you get through, then we negotiate that in the next contract, 3 year, put it over, make sure that we get the dumpsters in there, and then we average it out, so we just take it across the 3 years.
Well, that's what I thought we did this
I
last
thought
time.
we did too. I thought there was, we did it before, that's how we were doing, so we came out even at the end, and then we start from wherever that ends, in the new bids.
I thought it was, yeah, because we switched companies and they gave us the 3 year projection, and I thought that we had set the rate at the
Yeah.
third year's rate so that we didn't run into any problems.
Okay.
I thought that's what we did.
but maybe we didn't.
well, there's also probably an extension
Yeah, there's a clause probably.
clause for extending.
Right.
That we usually take,
Right,
so
Because we
At
get
that
better
point,
deal than we
there's
do.
gonna be, so we need to, probably by next year, we need to consider something.
Okay.
I mean, like right now, if you look at your bank report, I mean, current balance is 16,290.93 right now.
I'm not sure whether that included, whether it's missing a payment, because it was 2,600 at the beginning of the year. So it's like it's missing, like you
We
got a payment
paid,
due or
there might,
something like
yes,
that.
I think, the January bill is not in there,
So it's about 7,000, 5,000 right in there.
which is a $10,000 bill.
No. What?
But the end.
Oh, yeah, okay,
6,000.
5,000 bills, 10,000, yeah.
So,
Roughly $6,000.
okay.
Don't we normally do community cleanup? This is moving on to your other item. Don't we normally do community cleanup in April?
Yes.
I was gonna say, our
April
dates,
and October.
April, yeah, April, October. What was the date we used last year? I mean, was it April and October?
It's
or May?
October for sure, September, October, it depends on what's going on.
Spring.
Right,
Spring is usually April, because we try to stay away,
right.
March is almost too cold still.
Uh,
Sometimes it's early May, stay away from Memorial Day, of course, but-
Well, ideally it would be
and we used to stay away
the
from,
12th or the 19th.
we used to stay away from, because we used to have a dumpster at the ballpark, so we stayed away from opening day or anything like that, but we don't have one.
Don't have to worry about that.
Thanks, John.
you need to find out from them. waistband stuff.
Yeah,
Their
I can
availability.
suggest dates. I mean, if we come up with some dates, I can say, hey, are these available for, and then they'll say yes or no.
So do we want to suggest the 12th or the 19th? Do we do it a Friday to Friday?
No, it's the 12th or the 19th. It's,
3
drop-
days.
Oh, 3 days.
Drop
So
on
it would
Friday,
be,
drop on Friday,
so
roll on
either the
Monday.
weekend of the 12th, 13th, 14th.
Yeah.
Or the 19th, 20th, and 21st.
So in the middle of the month.
Suggest those.
Yes.
We go ahead and look at October, September. 20th and
Go ahead and
20th.
ask them, let's
Yeah,
do
for
it, go ahead and
September,
settle.
I say the end of September, September 20th, and the week of 27th.
You know, this is still
No.
warm
No,
up.
Not the end of September, Fall Festival.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we
yeah.
want to do October.
October, then you would go into the 5th,
Yeah,
Or
the
the 12th.
4th,
4th
5th,
to
and
11th, yeah,
6th.
4th to 11th drop off for the 5th and
Yeah.
12th.
Earlier the better, so we don't get hit with.
The second week of October, I won't be here the first week.
October 4th.
You'll be back second week, we just need you for the
6th.
dumpster, crush it in on Monday, so I can pick it up. Be good.
Everybody say October what are we
Through
through?
the 6th,
4th through the 6th or?
the 11th.
Okay. We'll give them the 4th through the 6th up first, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good fun, that's on my anniversary.
At some point, you need to call Waste Management about porta potties in Shellwater.
Yeah,
I
they
was
usually,
gonna suggest
April drop off and then November pickup. Okay. And there's,
Is that a percentage?
Yes.
Water and streets?
Bradley, you're here. Anything going on?
Just, we're gonna, for the water, we're gonna talk to some people about getting a bigger filtronic system. I mean, bigger filter system. Because right now, when the water plant backwashes, it backwashes every 8 hours. And it backwashes 4,000 to 5,000 gallons of water. So we'll be all right if we can go a bigger filtration system. I'll be able to handle a lot more. Since the town's growing, we'll be able to handle a lot more. So me and Daniel's having people come over and giving us prices on this. We'll be fine. I'll be able to pump like 400,000 gallons of water. So we'll be fine. But it is gonna be an expense. It's gonna be some money.
Should we go ahead and introduce the water rates tonight? We have those hearing.
Adam has them.
And then,
There's one copy.
all right.
So then next month, we'll have a hearing on the water rate
I don't have
increase
it.
proposal. I got one right here.
Okay, I don't
I
have.
didn't even stand it, I'm sorry.
There's an ordinance.
There's a,
Yeah, I drafted an ordinance.
Yeah,
There was support.
we should have an ordinance in there for the water.
personnel policies.
I didn't see it.
2105, this is employee town of Delville, other than clerk or treasurer. Town of Delville, other than clerk or treasurer. These are salary ordinances and needs amendments. I have 2 amendments there. And then a local agreement. I do not have another resolution.
What number did you get the water rate ordinance?
Amy Corcoran.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, Brandy has it. Thank you, Brandy.
You're
It's 24-2, so I make a motion to introduce ordinance 2024-02 on the water rate increase. It'd be a 5-year increase of about right around 20% over the 5-year period. Kind of
Get a second.
Introduced it.
I did introduce it.
We're done.
Okay.
I'll second.
What number is it?
Okay,
Go ahead and discuss.
2402. Is there any discussion on the ordinance?
Talked about it. Blue in the face.
Yeah. So the current rate, just so plain English, current rate is, for most people, it's $13.51 per 1,000 gallons, correct? That's per 1,000 gallons.
351,
Yeah, and the new rate would be $3.65.
50% increase this year.
Yes.
Or-
Yep, okay. We good?
And put the effective date April 1st,
Yes.
Right.
Yep,
okay?
April 1st.
And the public hearing will be March 12th, starting at
6:30.
6:30.
Before we make that, we did decide it was okay on April 1st start date.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't want to put you guys at a crunch.
No, we just, as long as we get the signed ordinance in March to force, so we can have it in place.
So there'll be a hearing then, the board meeting in March.
Yeah.
And then you should be able to finish and pass the ordinance. If you get the ordinance passed in March, then I can get it converted.
So tonight, what we are approving is.
Just an introduction.
Just an
An
introduction.
introduction of it, it's got to go through the public hearing and then adoption.
Right, all right. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
I will send the notice to the newspaper for publication, okay?
Yep.
I have the notice prepared.
Do we have anything else, Brad?
At 6:30, is that correct?
Yes, I got it at
The
6:30.
water streets? Oh, yeah, community crossing. We decided to put it off until the July submission for the community crossing grants.
Oh.
So we'll be ready to make a submission for a few items in July.
All right, on that, I can tell you that the school is working on getting, so just, I think we've discussed most of this, but anyways, the school is requesting an expansion of Bronco Drive in front of the high school, widening. Yep.
I did,
They are in the process right now of getting the proposed area surveyed and separately platted so that that can be turned over to the town.
that was the key, when I did the background check with John, and go through, it has to be the town's property that we can CCMP on. So if they increase these, or we get that over there, then we can include that, the widening of that for the buses over.
And I assume the easement goes on what's presently school property.
Correct, it'll be turned over to us.
And they are fully prepared to pay our portion of, the 25%.
Put a match.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's it. Any questions?
Good. All right, planning and zoning, Kristen?
Tonight, we still needing 3 Democrats to fill spots on the floor. So if anybody knows anyone that would be willing to do it.
I just wondered whether Mark Hurley might do something.
Okay.
So maybe I'll ask him.
Okay.
Mark, what? No, not Mark Hurley, Mark Hale.
Yeah,
I have you on my
That's
mind.
not
Live down
Tom,
there.
I was already was going to follow up. I just hadn't yet with Mark and Julie.
Okay, yeah.
So I want to ask them if they would like to participate, and see whether they might have interest, but I think Mark would be interested in P and Z.
We only have 2, you said 3.
Well, I think we have 3 openings.
We
2 have to be
Two
Democrats.
are Dems, and then you've got one more government member that needs, because Adam's been replaced by Randy, and then Steve's still on.
So 3.
So you can do another government, you can do another government. I mean,
John,
you guys,
I know we've asked in the past, but I need a review. On these positions, and there are plenty that we do not have people for, how long do we leave them vacant, looking for a particular party affiliation before we can fill them? Or do we just leave them vacant?
Well, not every board or commission has party affiliation requirements. Actually, very few of them do. Planning and zoning is one of them that's set by statute that has to have party affiliation. And you've got to make a good faith effort to try and find Democrats. But some of the other ones, like the park board, unless it's specified in the ordinance, I can't remember if it's in the ordinance or not, doesn't require party affiliation. So most of them don't.
What is considered, well, let me ask it a different way. announcing at a public meeting that is available over the internet and archived over the internet, is that good faith in that we have been trying to get people along with
Especially
individual,
the fact that we're just contacting people.
yeah, individuals trying to get placement on this board as well?
Well, part of that good faith is also how long has this been vacant? And how long has the opening occurred? I mean, if you say, hey, we're looking for 3 Democrats, and then you fill it tomorrow with Republicans, that's not really good faith.
But a year, let's say
But if
a
it's
year.
been
would
open
be
for a
so-
while, yeah, that would certainly constitute towards good faith. Now, you don't have to be an actual registered Democrat or Republican. You can have independents on these boards too, and not have to worry about party affiliation. So if you have people that are independent, then they can serve on this board as well. So, I mean, if you have a 5-person board, plenty 5 or 7 people, whatever the number is, and if you need 3 Democrats, you can have 2 Democrats and an independent, or 1 Democrat and 2 independents as well. As long as you don't have 6 Republicans, right away. Yeah, okay.
And then we are making a suggestion to send a new letter to the house on Lynn Street about the plywood, because their permit did not have anything to say about that, and it has expired. So we need to find out what their intent is to do with the rest of the house and why they have not changed the plywood, because it's been going on since July. And then the other house that we've been dealing with also with all the vehicles, the police, I guess, is gonna be checking, and then we need to double check the ordinance again about how many vehicles can be parked in the front yard.
On that, Amy,
We found a little something, but I need to dig into it a little bit further. It was right before this meeting.
okay,
So I'll dig into it a little bit further.
that's good, because I want to know what
Yeah.
what action we can take.
Yep.
That'll be a matter of, is the ordinance
We couldn't find where it specified a number, right?
Yeah,
Well, we couldn't find where it specified a number, but there's some potentials for some fines maybe.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
where
she
I'm
wrote down
Good.
we found the ordinance, so.
You gotta get that done.
That's all.
All right, thank you.
But before you leave, I had a couple things that came up. One is, I was gonna have John research and see if, we talked about it before, about if we need to have a lighting ordinance of some sort.
That's right.
Because the issue we have with a residence over in the Sergeant's Edition, where they brought in a light that could light up Wrigley Field and put it in the backyard. And so my question is, can we write something that would lower that would require a lowering of that, or directing it a certain direction so it doesn't go into the bedroom of a house or something like that?
I thought we had some sort of, because we had to follow it when we put our town sign up. We couldn't have it so many.
Well, just, can you take a look at that,
Yep,
John?
sure.
And then I'll try to, Kristen's question, or the discussion about the cars and the residents. Is there something, can you look and see if we can do something for the future to help with that car issue we have in that edition as well?
What exactly is the issue?
We basically have a parking lot full of cars. The
Front
speeds
yard,
Yeah, but,
front yard full of cars.
yeah, how many cars, the speeds are here? And they-
Tonight, when we left, there were 6.
It's been up to 9.
And they park in a way that you can't see that they don't necessarily have plates on the vehicle.
There's the gray truck that sits between our houses. It's not moved in 30 days, so we will tag that one.
Okay, good.
And the Ford truck, we're gonna go ahead and tag that one. They showed us, Officer Curtis said that they did show him that one moved, but they said that it hasn't moved in a while.
It's full of
So-
trash.
So when we tag the one, we'll tag the other one. If they haven't moved within 30 days, we can tag the vehicles. We really don't have to see the plate.
Right, good.
The one truck, the hood's off of it, so you can tell that something's wrong with it. So we'll tag it, we'll tag the red one. The other vehicles, I know they move in and out. And like they have people who show up there at night, wherever they park. I mean, if it's not out in the street or blocking the flow of traffic, there's really not much we can do.
Are they running some kind of repair shop there?
I think the kids are back,
Oh, the kids are back.
Yeah.
Okay.
but they did say the one truck they work on, the one that doesn't move.
Different ones all the
Yeah,
time.
that Ford, dude.
But that's their
Yeah,
own
but it-
personal vehicle. They don't, there's not people coming in and parking stuff there to be repaired as far as you know.
Far as I know, no, but if they're running a business out of that, then that would probably fall back on the planning and zoning.
Right, that'd be a zoning violation.
The trucks, we can tag, they have so long that they have to show us that they move, they have to be plated. If not, then we can go and tow the.
I mean, that'll help. We still got more we need to do.
Just leave the floor to you with police giving anything.
You wanna go over the, trace 3 before I start in?
Talking about the, dual authentication?
Yeah. You said you could handle it. 'cause I
Yeah,
had
yeah,
Alan
so
here that was dealing with it.
a request was made, and is this the one that you're comfortable with, the trace
Yeah.
3? Okay, a request was made for the updated credentials for New World. They used Duo for that, and the company Trace 3 submitted a bid that Chief would like to move forward with. It's for 10 dongles that will provide them the two-factor authentication to get into New World, which is the program that they use for their day-to-day operations. Total cost on that's $315.70. It's really just for note. I mean, we don't have to vote or anything on it, but just so everyone knows. And I believe Amy said that it was already in the claim docket.
It is on this month's claim docket, so.
Okay, yeah, so we're good. All right, Steve,
So we good on that?
we're good.
Okay. The next one was, I received this email from Steve and Adam on Senate Bill 129, where you can get reimbursement from police officers that either terminate or they leave within the 3. That has not passed yet. I want you guys to understand it hasn't passed. It's just a Senate bill. So I cannot go back to Officer Herschel or anybody else and get money from them. It's right now, the Senate has passed it one time, so everybody knows how it has to go through.
Right.
I want you guys to know that it's just in the House right now. It hasn't came out, so
It's not.
I can't go back and get anything from Herschel. The next thing is,
Even if it was, you can't go back, because he's.
if it was
already done
2020,
deal.
yeah, now if this would
It's
have been,
new officers.
if this would have been July of 2023 and we got rid of him after that, yes, we could. But all this is 2024, so there's no way we can go back and get money from any of them. But if this passes, it should go in effect July 1st of 2024. And that's if it passes. The next thing is, I'm waiting on everybody to get their nice shirts, where they're not like faded or anything, before we get the picture and we send the plaque. Because what I want to do, I want to have the picture of the police department, then I'm also going to have some of the school board members in the plaque when we send that off to 6,000. So far, I think I got 3 guys that I have that's waiting on.
Can I
the
ask you
uniforms.
about that?
Yeah.
Because I have the plaque in Muncie waiting to be finished up.
Yeah, I wanted them all in nice shirts when we do it. I've got guys, like professional photographers, and come out, do it for nothing. But I want this to look nice, because normally when they take these, they put them out on the walls. So I don't want us looking like. That's it.
Thank you. Park Department?
Okay. Let me find it. I have too much. We, Trina updated us on some of the rehab things that we're working on rehabbing at Shella Parker Park. Well, we'll start. Total eclipse of the park on April 8th, 2024. She's already ordered a lot of the eclipse glasses. A lot of them have already been claimed. So we're good on that. We're gonna have children's activities, photo booth, a time capsule, different things. Working on a concert series that I think she said she had 55 letters ready to email, to send out tomorrow for potential sponsors for the concert series. And we're basically thinking we're gonna wait and see what we get back response-wise to see who we can bring in. She gave us we had movie nights and teen night events. Those will be posted soon for the summer. We have an estimate on the playground renovation upgrades that we need at Shellbarger Park. And a map basically of the revamping of Shellbarger Park.
What's the estimate?
The total estimate on everything, 17,000.
So, and we can piecemeal over the.
Yeah, we could piecemeal, that's, okay, so some of the things are adding, cement cornhole sets and horseshoe pitch, resurfacing of the basketball goal, or basketball court down there and restriping it, a gaga ball pit, adding the picnic table, tetherball posts, a vault toilet, that's one of the bigger expenses, rather than having porta potties down there.
Oh, yes. I didn't know what you're talking
A
about.
vault toilet. Yeah, it's a new game. Vault toilet. I believe she
They have
talked about it's a
combination
lot
on
like what they have at the state parks.
Yeah.
A hook and ring game, and then, better trash cans down there. And then for the playground, I guess it's more than that. No, it's more than 70. It's like 30,000. So for the playground equipment alone, a pod climber, geodome climber, a metal race car, a seesaw, sit and spin, swing replacement, and pea grapple. That's 13,000 for that stuff, and 17 and 17.6 for, I can pass this around, you guys can look at it.
Is there a,
We're
we
good,
get
we're
a copy of all
good.
that?
Yeah, I can get her to send a copy to everybody.
That'd be
Um,
great.
I don't
Is
know
it
that I have.
relocating the playgrounds underneath the shaded area?
No, it wasn't gonna relocate this because that that was going to be a nightmare. And it wouldn't be as much of an issue here. You guys can look at it. Because relocating the playground to move it over here, there was drainage issues maybe? And so you can pass that around. We also addressed the piano project. That was sent out to the board as well. The Daleville Schools, Dan Heinzelman is going to donate a piano it will be decorated, set at the park for kids to play. Just figuring out a way to keep that protected and the best we can. We're thinking that piano would sit near the train area where the train is. Let me see. Oh, park plan. Yes. We are requesting that the town board approve, we have to have a new park plan done for us to be able to do any grants or do, and we just need a park plan. And Keyser Engineering Group is willing to do a park plan for us for no more than $6,500. And we are asking the town board to approve that to be paid out of the edit funds, $6,500. It should be done in about 4 months, and they'll conduct public hearings and do information sessions. And he's right here, and he can explain it better than me.
Is that both parks? Just which park?
That's a big-
Everything, the whole park system.
All
Yeah.
parks.
I'll make a motion to approve this plan. So,
Okay, and that's paid out of edit,
Be paid out of it, yes.
all right.
And we,
Um,
the main issue is we have to have a plan in place if we want to try to get any grant money.
Right.
Understood.
That's the.
Can I get a
for the-
I'll second the motion.
second? All right, any discussion? All right,
Oh, Amy, quick question. Will this be incorporated in that plan? Shellbark Park?
Yes. Is that a town park?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amy's voice
Any,
did tell-
any of the park areas, it's all, it's for the whole,
Right.
all
I
our
just wanted
parks.
to make sure that information.
Because it, I mean, they hold information meetings, the public has input, and it's a
Just
process.
scan it and send it to him.
Okay.
We got a first and a second.
Yeah, so-
Discussion. So
yeah.
Taking a vote yet?
nope, I was just getting ready to. Yeah, take it. All in favor of the, was it up to $6,500 for the park plan?
$6,500,
Yeah.
Not to exceed.
not to exceed.
All right, we got, had the first and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay.
You want to go ahead and go to the ADA plan, since you had the same, oh, you got another one
I've
back
got one thing. For the park board, like the solar eclipse, when you guys plan something like that, can you notify me so I make sure that I have enough people? This solar is gonna be so big, we have people from other countries and everything. We've been going through plans, from what they say, we'll have people lined up on the interstate, down 67. I've got 5 guys that's gonna work that day, but the way they're talking, it's gonna be so packed, we're gonna be busy hopping from here to here. So if I know a little bit more ahead of time, I can put you guys into the plan that we're making. I seen it on Facebook, that you guys was having that.
She was working on the plan, working it up, and you, notifying the police was on her list.
Yeah, but one of the things that you gotta understand, because we've been working with, we have to work with fire, EMS, and us, because like I said,
It's a
from our understanding, and Rob, you can,
12 to 5 is when our event is. We understand that, you know, it's gonna be packed, but.
it's a 3-minute thing, but getting cars in and out in every freaking parking lot, in every field that they can pull up in. I mean, I got 5 guys, I don't know where the county guys will be
We
at.
figured a lot of it's gonna
Interstate.
be, a lot of them more sort of where they can camp, like in Carmel, and where they've made it into a 3-day event and all that, so. But yes, but I know, I understand you wanna be.
The hotels now is running for about $800.
Jeez.
The hotels in Muncie is running about $800, and you're having people coming in from different, not just counties, different states. We've even got them coming in from different countries for this, and Delaware County and Henry County are the 2 hotspots, is what they're saying. So, I mean, we're gonna be packed and we're gonna be busy jumping from here to here. So like when something like this happens, please notify me as soon as you can so I can start putting stuff into place.
Yeah, she says she's had a meeting with Jason, with Hicks already.
Okay, well, that's been
And-
nice. to be
And she
notified.
said, I already have it handled with fire and EMS. She must be watching. And 5-year plan is the cost per minute, and the playground stuff's over 30,000. I did make that correction, yeah. And we need approval for, daily rate, our landscaping. That's the other thing. Our landscaping bid. We're gonna pay that out of park funds, that will come out of our park and rec line. It's $8,500,
Yeah, 85, 30. Includes mulch installation, spring cleanup, fall cleanup, weekly maintenance, shrubs and ornamental tree pruning. So I'll make a motion that we accept this for the 85 to 30.
Get a second? Okay, any discussion on this?
This is the same company did it last year, and I heard the park board say that they did a fantastic job. And I know the guy is really good.
He's local, and he also is doing sponsorships of some movie nights. I mean, we just feel like a local company. And
What was it
been the
last
best
year?
one, about the same
About the
price.
same price, and increased.
We do have inquiry in, because had some treatments being done by Brooklawn as well for crabgrass, and I should check and see if Jackson does that, so there may be some adjustments as a second.
Do what?
Versus.
First and second, discussion, all in favor of accepting the daily rate landscaping, in the amount of $85.30 for care of the park?
Aye.
Anyone else opposed?
It's needed signed.
You go with Amy? I had to bring up one thing.
Wait a minute, let me make sure, place our daily rate, park plan. Got the edit? Yep, I'm done.
So, John, this is for you to kind of explore. When Amy and I were down in Florida, I know that the state law doesn't apply here in Florida. When we went to the beaches, they had these cool signs that you click on your phone, and they would charge you $5 an hour for parking at the beach. My question is, can we charge for parking, just explore it, for our parks? At one time, we had Joe Rett look into it, and he didn't think that was the case, that we could do it, but we'd love for you to explore that, to see if that's a possibility, because it really was very easy to do. Is to just take a picture of that, and then it even warns you, your time's up in about 15 minutes, do you want to keep going?
Okay, let me take a look at that.
So how do they mark the cars then?
I
think you plug in your plate.
Plug in your plate.
Yeah, we had to put in the plate.
That's right, you do.
And then they would, if you didn't, I assume
Is there a
then,
notice goes to the police department?
I mean,
To whoever's enforcing, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so the follow-up question, John, would be is if we can do that, who can enforce it?
Is it just the police, or can it be a park person?
Well, a lot of these people are third-party vendors that, when you do that. I know that there's a lot of companies that have paid parking that I've got 3 or 4 apps on here for different areas that I go for parking. So a lot of those are third-party vendors that would enforce it that way. They would be the ones enforcing it. They pay X amount to the municipality, wherever, to have the ability to do that. If you have the software infrastructure, you could assess a immediate penalty that would go to them like, well, when you cross over the bridge from Indiana, Kentucky, they take a picture of your license plate and boom, you get a toll.
That is true.
Yes.
Well,
You don't want to let the card run out, they send you a bill.
so what you're saying is we could have like our park people be notified when a parking spot has expired.
Our people would even be notified and go straight if it's
Well,
third
no.
parties, do it, third parties want notified to take care of it.
Well, no, what I'm saying is if they're paying, let's say, $1 an hour. When that dollar runs up or is finished, then somebody should be able to walk through and see what spots are still paid and under what license plate. Correct?
Well, there certainly would be probably something built into the software that would notify the park, whoever you want to notify, as to an expiration.
Right, but what I'm saying is that works. Someone comes in, yeah, we've got the collection taken care of, but what about the violation? Who can handle the violation?
The violation would be conducted, depends on if you use the park people would do that. In essence, the police department would do it. That's who would enforce it, because they're the ones given the power to enforce ordinances.
So it's really, what we need to do is see if it's legal,
Right,
and then we go from there.
right.
Yeah.
There are all sorts of permutations, and you can start towing and all that kind of stuff.
but didn't they just charge you more money when if your time ran out? How did they do
I
that?
did.
No, no.
Where my concern is, I don't want to see one thing with the police department has to take care of. If it is possible
You
to
did have to have someone.
work it out so that the people that we have in the park can do that type of enforcement. Just like if it was a private parking garage. You know, the police aren't
Yeah.
patrolling the parking garage.
And in some places, and Amy's exactly right, in some places, they just add on more time. They just bill your credit card.
Because you've got to enter your credit card when you first
Right,
do it.
they add to your credit card.
Right, but what you're talking about, and the system I like as well, is and I don't, sorry to dive into the weeds on this, is the ones where it's basically completely automated.
Mm-hmm.
You just pull in, you park, you scan you open the app and
It
you
just
say,
keeps charging it.
yes.
Absolutely, there's no enforcement then.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So if someone pulls in and parks and doesn't download the app or anything like that, or the spot expires, how do you enforce that? Can you enforce that?
It depends on what you write in the ordinance.
Okay. And what I don't want, yes, I think we should be able to generate some revenue, but I don't want it to be at the expense of like the police department or, something like that.
It should be automated.
Well, I mean, the way you write the ordinance. If you want the ordinance to have people in the parks department enforce it, that they can either ticket them or, put a notice on them or even tow their cars, you can do that. Or you can have the police department. It depends on how you write the ordinance.
Okay.
If it's legal, and
Yeah.
I'll look at that and give you an answer, okay?
Tom, they could make somebody code enforcement over there on that. if they-
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Just write in the ordinance that part-time people or whoever's code enforcement.
Okay, that's where I was going. I just didn't want this, like, I don't want to straddle the police department with a duty to enforce a $1 parking thing, something like that. Just makes zero sense.
When I was in Atlanta, I got a parking space. Yeah, it was an automated kind of thing, and I parked in the wrong spot. When they come out, they put a little, what do you call that? Boot. Put a boot on it. I had to pay for that boot to come off. Now, I mean, you can automate that thing, so we're not doing anything. You get a third party taking care of all that. That's a possibility.
And the purpose behind this, we've always talked about how can we help pay for because it's a free splash pad. And everybody comes in from everywhere and uses the splash pad and they drive away. And we have expenses that go along with that splash pad and how we recover some of that. And we've talked about, we charge people to use it. We haven't been able to figure out how to do that successfully. And this would be one way that maybe we could do it. And people that walk to the park, they don't have to pay because they're local.
Yeah, they're local. Yeah.
For the people working in the park.
Right.
That's good. I like that.
Got it. Okay, so, sorry, moving on. We have talked about the 5-year park plan, correct?
Approved it.
ADA, so he can get out of here.
Yeah, I know, let's move into the Title VI and the ADA. Same company also has an estimate for us in the amount of $4,500 to come up with a plan to at least give us a track for becoming ADA compliant, correct?
Correct. It's updating your 2013 plan that was done. And also you have to have this to also apply for CCMG funds. There's a box you have to check to say that you have a ADA plan. And then it relates back to the parks plan also. They'll ask you in there if you have a park, or if you have an ADA plan as well.
So I make a motion, we approve that.
Can I get a second?
I'll say.
Dave, do you get that approved by the state before we approve it, after you get done with it, after we adopt?
No, only if they ask for it. If they ask for it.
We don't need their approval, just as long as we're in
Yeah,
compliance.
yeah, as long as you're in
We have
compliance.
the ADA, we have the Title V. Title VI.
Exactly, and once in a while, I'll get a call from NDOT, and they'll say, hey, Dave, do you have Delville's ADA plan? Can you send it to me? Every once in a while, I get a call out of the board, if they know I'm working on your plan, which they probably might, but anyway, they'll ask for it, and I'll send it to them, and I never hear anything. So,
That actually could come, because, well, I don't care, and it's fine.
I just figured it needed to be right.
Maybe, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, you would give it.
So I make a motion to agree to this, pay it out of that.
$4,500.
Yeah, who was the second?
I say.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Before you leave, because I assume you're gonna walk out the door now, we did ask him to take a look at updating the overall town plan as well. So he's gonna give us a proposal for that as well in a future date, correct?
absolutely, if you guys would like that, that would be fine. So,
That way, we're good on that as well.
comprehensive plan update. And we're not eligible, are we, for the Okra fund?
I have not looked into that.
When was the last income survey done in Delville? Do we have one on, I mean, we know prices went up a deal, but if we can use their money, I'd assume use their money. I mean, I'd like to pay $5,000 for a $60,000 plan instead of $60,000.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
If we're eligible, I'd like to use the Okra fund. Did you check into that?
Yeah, I'll
See if we
absolutely
can-
check into
If we're not, we may
Yeah.
have to do a low to moderate income study to see if we can qualify.
Absolutely, I'll check that for you. So, thank you. Thank you very much. Look forward to partnering with you.
Thank you.
Very much, appreciate it.
I believe that we're tabling the additional appropriation for right now. Is that
Well,
correct?
we did that. It's not tabled, it's.
No, you
Oh,
need to
that's
pass the
the
resolution.
Sorry, I was
Yeah.
thinking
Yeah.
I was thinking the additional.
Yeah.
Okay,
It was introduced.
yeah, that's right. Okay.
So where are you going next?
Yeah, we're good here.
Yeah, because they should have,
Let's do
I had a
the,
copy.
Yeah, just hang on.
I know you're here.
Colin,
We
well,
talked about it? Well, yep.
So you guys have in front of you two task orders.
I got that there. I don't know if there's two in there or not.
Which one do you have on top?
It's the amount of 42208.
That's additional fees.
Oh, sorry, it's task orders, 2018-01, 2020-02, 2021-01, and 2023-01.
So that's just part of the construction
Okay.
project itself.
So is that the one that go to specific project data, is that stormwater utility project? So that's gonna be the reallocation of funds. It's an hourly contract that will allow Commonwealth to assist the town with spending down the rest of the funds you have from your stormwater project. We've gotten a list of those to start, assisting you guys on making sure you're compliant on
This is just
spending that money.
Yeah, okay.
So I make a motion to pay this. Actually, are we turning this into, we're turning this into the bond company, correct? SRF?
Yes, yeah.
We don't pay, actually pay this, it's something SRF.
That was long for us.
So I make a motion to do this, handle it.
Second.
One is 42208. One is 2194.61.
I just have a question. Do I keep turning these in even if the amounts are showing me that it's already been spent? Because my amounts are showing me we're down, there's not a lot of
There's
money
money. So I don't,
from what they gave
yeah,
me.
just keep sending them.
Okay,
Yeah, because, the money's already claimed, it's a specific amount of money.
Yeah.
So, and SRF has to approve everything, so as the council approves, it gets sent to SRF, they review it, and then they make the payments.
I mean, because we actually have $170,000.
I know, and I
That's
was trying to
available
figure out
for
how
us
they
to
came up
spend.
with that, but.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you have the numbers, or do you care? You care
No,
about?
I don't care about that.
Okay. So, good.
You got the first, you already got a
Say,
second.
you good, your second?
I second, yes, and the second, it was you, your
Any discussion? No? Okay,
Does this need to be roll call? Is it not?
so all in favor?
I'll
Aye.
go down here though.
There should be another one.
There's a
I
task
don't- I
order
don't-
for Rocky or something in there.
Town of Delaware, stormwater improvements? No, that's a payable.
Should be one
I
for, the lead pipe assistance.
top right corner will be task order 2024-02.
Is that one that is that part of that anyway? Right here?
I don't have it. I do not
It might
have
have
it.
been one.
If not, I have a copy here that.
Go ahead and get it.
Everything that I had was given.
I've got the Brackney application for
That's
payment.
gonna be done tonight too.
I do not have another order.
Okay, here's
Or another.
and this one here is to have them available for assistance if we need them during the lead pipe work that we're doing for advisory, take a look at things, and so it's up to,
$5,000.
$5,000. And that, we kind of agreed to that verbally, that would be a much better amount. They were asking us to pay $20,000 first.
Right.
So we arrived at not to exceed 5,000 for advice.
And-
We really feel
And
like-
as a point of just clarification, the state, it's 100% grant through the state. So the town would be out nothing. It's non-competitive. Application closes February 29th. If you guys have already done the vast majority of your inventory, which it sounds like you have, because you know where a lot of your line is, then that's what they consider to be a type 1. I believe it's, actually I have this right here. I'll give this piece to you as part of the application. The first type is like I said, is a type 1, and that's strictly for inventory. I'll let you guys would be in that second CWS 1, CWS 0, 700 to 1,000 connections. So you have $15,000 that the state set aside in non-competitive grant dollars at 100% grant. That's to help with your inventory. If your inventory is over, that's to create a preliminary engineering report that is specific to lead service line replacement. Or you can also use that $15,000 to update your asset management plan for your water utility. It's completely 100% grant. And this is through the bipartisan infrastructure law that came out probably 2 years ago that's targeted at lead service lines. So that's completely up to you guys. There's still, 12 or 17 days that you guys would need to make a decision if you want to pursue that. But if your inventory is done and you guys are confident with it, then the next you could look at is if you have no known lead in your utility, which I believe is what we understand. The last thing is there's $15,000 there. You can update your asset management plan for your water utility, which as a lot of us know, when you go for a water project, if you don't have your asset management plan, updated or available, then that usually sets you back $30,000-$40,000 just to get that completed. So
is this separate to this? Can this pay for this?
Yes, in a sense. Because it all depends on how, and we can have a further discussion about how you guys want to apply for it. Because that $15,000 can be used for type 1 and type 2. So it's really however you guys want to structure it to look. What it can't do, I can tell you more what it can't do. It can't pay your utility to go out and perform work. That's one thing it can't do. You can't use it for if you get through all of it and you have additional expenses for something that deals with your utility. Because the contract with the document the paper I handed you, Tom, is between us and the state. The town signs off, and that allows the state SRF to contract straight with the consulting firm. And they pay us directly, and then we perform the service.
So we say we want to pursue 15,000.
Yes.
And you guys handle everything.
Yeah. Well, in the sense that, pretty much. In the inventory, there's a lot of stuff that we need to get from the utility, so we can't go into your utility and get all that information.
But actually, you're processing a grant to pay yourself, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Wait a minute though.
In a sense,
The
yes.
information that you need for the inventory is basically finding out the connections,
Yes.
right? We've done all that.
Yes.
So
We've
already spent the time doing it. Are we gonna pay somebody else to come in and do the same thing?
No, it wouldn't be.
It
It wouldn't be that. Since you guys have already done that, we have other communities that did the inventory themselves as well.
As I say, we've already,
The town.
already started entering it to the state. and
The town
everything.
of Fairmount, they did theirs. They did their inventory themselves. But what that opens up is that second part. They now, since they do have known lead in their system, they can now use that money to write a preliminary engineering report to go after traditional SRF funds to replace that lead. So that's what that opens up. And if you don't have lead, well, then the asset management piece is also there. You can go and you can take that $15,000, you can update your asset management plan or however you want that to look.
Okay.
There's a little bit of money that you
So
could
that's
use.
what I see, it's basically, so do we need to make a motion to approve you guys going after this grant?
If you want.
And we need to do the
And we
task
can
order.
iron out the details as long as we get everything satisfactory to you by the time you guys sign it, then I think that's probably more appropriate.
Let us finish the task order
Yep.
first. So I make a motion that we approve the task order, which is not exceeding $5,000, to give us advice and help us work through it if there's any questions that we have from the lead pipe. Okay.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
And then, I don't see that there's any down to this
Well, I would think if you're gonna
$15,000.
go for it and we don't have the inventories done and we don't have
Right.
any construction that we need to do, then it's a water asset management plan.
Right,
There's a
exactly.
platform.
Well, that's why it's
At 15,000.
full application.
So
That runs through
I make a
everything.
motion that we
Okay,
let,
one question before you do, the question is the utility plan could be done for $15,000, or could it exceed the 15,000?
I guess that depends on what your asset management plan currently looks like. If it's creating one from scratch,
No, we've got one.
then, yeah,
say not exceeding. We could just say,
Yeah.
we're not going to.
I know, I just wanna make sure that, where are we going? It's 15, is what I'm talking, I know we have one. I don't know when it's been updated, because I haven't been on the board for
Yeah.
years, so I don't know when the last
no,
time it
we
was.
would work within the parameters that the state allows us. Because those documents can get expensive. But I mean, we're doing we're updating, what we can based on the lead service known.
So help me here, what my motion will be. I'm gonna make a motion that we ask Commonwealth to pursue grant money from project type 1.
I would, probably type 2.
Type 2, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
type 2, okay.
And then I would say council president has the
5,000.
ability to sign, we'll submit it to the council, and if everybody agrees, the council president has the ability to sign that document so we can submit to the state.
Okay, so I make a motion that we give Commonwealth authority to pursue this grant from project type 2, and that the president of our board has the ability to sign the contract with Commonwealth.
For utility master plan, water
Yeah.
plan, not to exceed $15,000.
Well, and also, I mean, we may just say 10 because we want to pay for the 5 if we use the 5 on the other.
And I'll check to verify that is allowable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Help Amy with what you're.
Well, could you, and help me, I just want to make sure, because I think there's a little misconfusion here. The task order, the first one that we approved, is if we use them solely. What you're doing here in this 15 is a separate total project altogether, other than the task order. So you're not
Yes.
paying, the task is for other things that we need.
However,
He said
he
it
just said
possibly could
it
be.
possibly
but
could
it
fund
possibly-
that 5,000.
Yes.
which we
I will
may-
verify
we may not need it
I'll
all.
check with the state.
So
see if that's
I think we
allowable
need to put
expense.
all that in there. All right now is we're asking them to pursue $15,000 in type 2 monies.
Yes.
And the
I'll
president needs to
pursue
go-
grant dollars for project type 2, president can sign paperwork not to exceed 15,000.
Right.
You got it.
And then, something for your consideration as well, this is not Commonwealth, this is the same pot of money, but now we get out of non-competitive to competitive. Since you guys have already started to upload stuff into the IDEM portal for your inventory, you do have access to the type 3 funds, which for your town would be, oh no, I may be misspeaking, I think you guys have to use Alliance.
What was that?
You guys have to use Alliance. If you have potholing or unknowns, since you're under 1,000, you guys have to use Alliance. So, never mind.
Okay.
You're good.
All right.
I'll
I'll
second.
second.
Well, go ahead.
I'll second.
Randy second.
But you have,
Whatever it was.
in order to second it, you have to be able to repeat it.
Commonwealth to pursue grant dollars for project type 2.
She's sitting right here.
She can read it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Are we done with Commonwealth tonight?
That's it for
No,
me.
you want to do the Bratney payment?
Oh.
Or you got it, you got the Bratney
Yes,
payment,
yes.
or we've got the Bratney payment in there?
I mean, but this is just part of the finishing up of the stormwater. It's the Brackney, payment, final payment basically of $180,280.45 for stormwater.
Say that number again.
$180,280.45.
And that is already accounted for, and does not.
Yes.
Nothing
That's
comes
all right.
out of
It's gonna be
our
submitted
pocket.
to SRF.
And it's just, it was,
Approve the bill and it's gonna be submitted
Commonwealth's
to
good with
SRF.
that, Commonwealth give approval on
yeah,
that.
they signed off on it. Brandon and I go,
That still doesn't touch the contingency.
no, does not touch our $170,000.
Okay.
So I make a motion.
Second.
All right? All in favor?
Aye.
Who seconded that?
Bill.
Bill.
So you really thought I was done, didn't you? But I'm not. One more thing. Commonwealth really needs their list of our items that we consider priority that is going to be bought for the $170,000. I know the number one priority is a building, and that's on our agenda tonight to talk about a building.
Yes.
Now, we don't know yet whether this will be approved by SRF.
Yes.
Is that?
Yeah.
So, but it'll go on our list as one of those.
All right.
So help us out, Adam.
Yeah, okay, so let me pull, I have these. Just a second.
Do you know much about, what's your, I forget your name.
Thomas.
Tom, oh, good name.
Yeah, it is.
That's a good name. Do you know much about this whole thing?
I don't, Darren.
Yeah, Darren's the one.
Yeah, Darren would be, I can certainly get any of that from Darren for you.
That's okay.
Okay, so I went out to try to get some quotes for a steel building that will be used.
For stormwater, water
Yes,
utility.
solely for the purpose of stormwater utility. And what I was looking at was trying to complement our existing structure as much as I possibly could. So I got two bids. The first one, make sure that I am speaking correctly here. First one is for a 50 wide by 121 building through American Steel Carports. I am not as enthused about this one. That would include a standard 36 by 84 door, 3 36 by 36 windows for additional lighting, and 4 10 by 12 doors. And the building is fully insulated.
10 feet tall.
10 wide, 12 high.
Oh, 10 wide, 12.
And if I understand it, Brad, that is comparable to what you have now. Okay. Now, the difference on both of these quotes, and this is something that we have to account for down the line, is these are roll-up doors. Both companies only offer roll-up doors. At some point, we would be getting those swapped out, or we would have to account for that in the additional expenditures. That quote is for $121,395. The other one, which I like, is from Choice Metal Buildings. This guy has followed up continuously, knows the status of our meetings, continues to keep in contact. It's been much better to work with. His quote is also for a 50 by 120 building. Let me make this larger so that my eyes can see it. 150 mile an hour wind rating, 35 pound snow load rating. Again, same size building, 3 12 by 12 doors, so they're larger, 4 30 by 30 windows, 136 by 80 service door. And that comes with a 20-year warranty on the frame, 10-year warranty on the exterior, and 1 year on the build. And the price on that is $81,127.
$81,001.
$127.
Well, it's a no-brainer right now. But The steel has to be American steel for sure.
What?
I know that. It has to be American steel. We know that.
We are certain it is choice steel.
Choice steel, USDA.
I know that much.
And let me see if I can pull up you guys have it here, but.
You can do that later. It just verify that it's American-made steel.
Yeah.
That's just
The other
one of those-
question is, would they quote with the kind of doors we actually want on there rather than roll-up doors?
That is the only one that both companies offer.
They don't offer any. Wow.
It would be hiring an electrician to install the, I only know this because we just built a full barn.
Mhm.
But the electrician is the one who does the installation of the automatic doors.
So a roll-up door, you're just pulling it out.
Right,
That's
right,
it.
change driven, yeah.
Okay, so we want to do a motion here. We just need to decide if that's our number one priority. There are other items that we need to put on the list. One is a back trailer. And what was that quote approximately? 50 some, 60? We can go over 170 in our request.
How much
Matter
was
of
the
fact,
back trailer?
Darren suggested or Al suggested we go over 170.
I agree.
Do you remember, Brad? I didn't pull it up to look.
I'll get to it.
Okay, and then there was I'm not crazy about the rotor, since it's $100,000.
Yeah.
We can borrow that. Anything else?
Router?
Huh?
A router for the,
You kind of
Rotor.
rooter.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's $100,000. We also had on the list, and we might as well put it on there, is a truck to pull the back trailer. Now, we understand the priority is the building, the back trailer. But if they say no to the building, then we definitely want one, the other. Well, I think we definitely want the back trailer. That's the thing that sucks the stuff out.
56, 123.
What's that?
56, 123.
56.
We have not accounted for foundation work and electrical work
Yeah.
at a minimum on the building.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We may have to cover that with,
Other
like,
funds?
other funds. Unless you can get us, you can come up with something. But the trouble is, once you get into electrical, that comes into, if you're paying labor to do something, it comes into the federal labor wage rate issue. So there's some complications.
This is federal money, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be really careful with that. I don't know.
Okay, so we just account for the shell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, unless you want to use a build, operate, transfer type arrangement where you hire a contractor to come up with a design and use the BOT process that Indiana has adopted, then that becomes,
Then they give you a whole price for the whole project.
yeah, for the design, everything. It gives you a little more flexibility in some of that. You don't have to send it out for public quotes, you do an RFP to invite people to come in, and then you negotiate with them on.
And I had asked Darren, and because Al kind of indicated that if you go over 170, let's say you come up, your amount is 220, that you say, we're gonna fund the 50 of it with local money. He acted like that would be okay. And I didn't understand how that would be okay, because that would almost mean that you're sharing it. And they act like specifically it's supposed to be solely for stormwater. So it's kind of confusing to me about that whole thing.
I don't think anybody investigated.
So, but anyway, I think we need to just say, it's building number one. Everybody agree to that?
Yes.
So back trailer number two? And can we go with the truck just because, let's say they say no to the building, see, I want to spend the money, otherwise it gets applied to the grant
Right.
or to the loan. So there's also, I mean, I don't want to get a rotter, but that's,
Truck 63.
yeah, truck 63. So is that our three items right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can get Darren the list and the quotes. We have quotes now for those. And we can see what happens. Everybody good with that?
Yes.
I'm just asking, just because it's there, and you're coming up and I'm showing the numbers, and we asked for 2 trucks.
If the
I
building,
mean, if the building gonna go and go around, I'm just looking, you don't want the rotter, you're leaving money on the table. So if we're gonna have to get a list in, then why don't we get a list in that covers it all? You're leaving it up there.
Well, could we put the rotter as the fourth?
Or if you want to put the rotter as a fourth to it, I'm just saying, we're not near the $172,000 yet, so I think we want to get there one way or another.
Rotter is $100,000, right?
Rotter's $100,000.
seems like we'd have a hell of a time justifying 2 trucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
So 100,000 is a rotter?
You know what I mean? I don't know, I'm just saying.
And
We ain't got nothing else, I'm just saying, put
Yeah.
something on the list, they can tell you no.
I agree.
I had them look at a wood chip and they all laughed at me.
A leaf vacuum truck, pick up leaves.
Well, that's the vacuum.
Can you use a back trailer for that?
No.
You're looking at all 4 items, you're looking at $200,000.
Yeah, if you put the rotter in there, but we weren't putting the rotter in there until we were leaving it off. So that's what I said, are we putting it in, or are we not putting it in, or if we're not, what are we putting in to get to the
Yeah, right.
$172,000?
Well, I would say we put rotter number 4.
Why not?
I mean, you have any other ideas, Brad?
That are stormwater related?
I mean, if you guys want to suck the leaves up, I mean, I got the dump trailer, I just have to build sides for it by a vacuum thing going on the back of it, and they're about $1,800.
That's all?
Nothing.
Well, we can put that on there anyway,
Yeah, that's not.
if that's all they are.
That's all they
What is it
are.
called? Just
On
a,
the back,
Vacuum.
vacuum, leaf suckers. But I mean, back there, if you did the leaves,
we got 5 items now.
Yeah. we're
if you
good.
did the leaves and stuff, we're just gonna have to find some more dump and stuff.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Ton of
Okay,
discussion
move on.
before.
Create a compost.
Where do you want to go next?
Let's get this stuff done. So the next one is.
I'll get the Syntec, is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, the Syntec is the mediation of the creek behind there. I made 2 phone calls, I made emails, Brad called and left a message that I've been trying, I have not got anybody to return a phone call to me on this. So I'm saying that if you guys give me approval, then I'll go back to Cecil Penland and see if I can find somebody else to help with the mediation, to get us a new contract, that can tell us why we're still doing this and what it is that we have to do, so that we don't have to do this anymore, because this is supposed to be completed already.
Yes.
If they won't return the phone call, I don't know why we want to, and I've been trying it, I don't know Crystal, and I know you've worked with her for a while, and some other stuff, the MS4, but they're not returning the phone call on this, so I don't know how to tell you how.
We haven't worked with Crystal, have we?
We don't.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
No, you don't.
I met
I'll
Chris
just let you
Foster
know.
twice.
It's just, you give it to me on the last meeting, I tried, I've used him to go through, I can't get anybody to call me back, so I say we go in another direction.
Yep.
You're good? Okay, so that one's off, so.
Ron, do you have anything?
I just got, this is actually a public service announcement. And we've got a series of, public service announcements as a countywide fire chiefs. We've taken it upon ourselves to make sure that our local towns are aware of the April 8th eclipse and make sure that everybody's kind of prepared that what this could bring to us. And as, as I'm sure Chief King and also Chief Lewis, we've got a strategic plan for fire and EMS, and I'm sure the police have the same thing. I've heard from the state police. They're gonna be dedicated to the freeways and also to the state parks, I think. I've been told that every trooper that is on duty, nighttime guys too, will be here working during the daytime that day. little misconceptions. It's a 1-day event, but it's actually 3 or 4-day event. So they expect crowds to start arriving on Saturday, to be here, still coming in on Sunday, and most of them will be staying till Monday. The biggest travel day of all this is going to be Tuesday. This is when these people are all going to go back to their homes. As most of you guys probably have visited Gatlinburg, and they get 11, 15 million people a year. The reason why people go to Gatlinburg is 6-7 hour drive. Well, 70% of the nation population is a 1-day drive in Indiana. So that's one of the reasons it's going to be so popular for Indiana and Ohio. So basically at Knox County, it's going to come in, it's going to start at 1:47 in the afternoon, and it's going to end at 4:25 in Randolph County. So it's basically south of Terre Haute coming right over this region, going over around Greenville, Ohio. There'll be a variation of, the darkness actually that will start, let's see my time here, sorry. Is only like the 4 minutes will be 100% darkness. One of the things they said, worry about was your street lights coming on. That was one of the other things. Also make sure people are that local are buying protective glasses. People, the elderly community, make sure they have glasses if they're going to be at home that day. Everybody want to come out and say this is truly a once in a lifetime event. We've had Eclipse, and they had the one went through Kentucky a couple years ago. That was totally disastrous, and we're not saying it was disastrous for the people that viewed it. It was getting in and getting out. There's been small towns of a population of 180 people that took 6 hours to leave those towns because there was so many people, infrastructure that infiltrated the area. How many people went to the Colts when the Super Bowl was in Indianapolis? How many more people went to that? Everybody. So there was only 1.1 million people that went to that in 7 days. There'll be close to 4 million people visiting Indiana for this 2 to 3 day event for this 4 minutes. So they've all got to go somewhere. I understand we don't have the hotel structure, but we are a vital source of interstate systems and town system roadways. We also have a lot of restaurants along the freeway. Between us and Indianapolis, it's us and X10, a little bit on Scatterville that truly hold a lot of restaurants and some of the biggest truck stops. That was one of the other side effects of this was truck traffic getting backed up in the truck stops because so many trucks want to come and hang out because they know that traffic's going to be bad in Indy, or they're hanging out just to watch the Eclipse too. They want to see it. So our truck stop only holds 30 spots. The Churchill side holds 90, and they of course they in some of the literature they put out was they had close to hundreds of trucks lined up trying to get in there. So that's some of the logistics of things, and some things that people at home need to worry about is animal health. That's one of the things they've told us to stress to people. We don't have an Amish community here, but Randolph County does, so does Hagerstown, because they say the animals want to lay down in the middle of the night. They'll want to lay down just in that few minutes of sleeping. Also watch your dogs, make sure your pets are inside. Avoid driving during this event. Anybody needs to go anywhere. It's doctor's appointments. I actually had a doctor's appointment that day. I rescheduled because I didn't realize it was on the 8th. The one thing I think if anybody in the organizers of our event or any event of is arrive early, stay late, and stay put. Don't rush out of here as quick as you can. We've not just because they're our neighbors, but our neighbors have lots of events going on too. Mount State Park, Anderson Airport, Hoosier Park Casino, Yorktown Schools, ours. Canoe Country is going to be open that day. He's already got reservations. So just kind of making sure people are aware, and also to make sure they're buying their glasses, even though they haven't been out in the park to get them. Go ahead and order them. They're not very, very expensive. Just make sure that, the other thing for the police, fire, and EMS was one of the things was our fuel, which I've already got fuel resources for the fire trucks in case there's an emergency, we need them. But the other thing is food, because some of the restaurants ran out of food. And that's being a Monday, that might be a big delivery day. I don't know what the delivery day is on everybody, but we're preparing to have food either cater, have food for a 3-4 day event. And the reason is because we don't need guys going sitting in a busy parking lot, not being able to get out, and also sitting waiting on food to catch a call. So that's something we might, even with the police department, invite them down to the fire station those 3 days to eat. because we're gonna plan for that, so. It's really basically what it was just a public information. If nobody's got the pictures of, not some pictures, but really truly the timeline, I printed some out, if anybody needs them in the group. They, Australia, so the next one's in 2044, and it's actually going to come through Canada and just barely touch the United States. So this is one of the reasons it's going to be such a big event. And see, the last one that was in Indiana was, I wrote this down, sorry, in 1806. So that's how long.
James?
Remember
that one?
Absolutely.
He just started on the police force.
Yeah, unfortunately, this ain't being done with any grant money. So this is all being done by, make sure the guys all have enough vehicles, also small vehicles. Because he said that was one of the complications on the freeways. Is that police cars, fire trucks, ambulances couldn't get to anybody. So four-wheelers and ATVs and stuff. So.
Thank you.
Now, I know the event here in town is not going to be a 3-day event, but there's several cities around us that are doing 3-day events. I think Carmel and Lawrence and Fisher are all doing big events. So is Richmond. Richmond's putting on they were like having a state fair down there for 3 or 4 days. So it's just kind of like, we just have taken up on ourselves and also try to touch base with a lot of our business people out here to make them aware that, because managers change constantly, and just, make them aware that this is happening. Also kind of be prepared. You don't want Pepsi delivered Pepsi at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I know the schools are shut down, but rumor is that Yorktown's still in session. They will not give that day up, even though there's a festival going on across the street. So it's just kind of, unless they change their mind at the last minute, that's going to be an absolute
They have those just until noon.
Well, it looks like, yeah.
Oh, wait, they turn it
Partial
into neither.
convenience to 151, anything, so you have to tell them.
Property.
Kids home.
Yeah, the next one that comes through is, it's a long time away from here, but I looked at it up on the map, and it just barely drops into like North Dakota, or the Black Hills or somewhere. I mean, it's just barely into the United States. So that's another reason this is gonna be such a big event. I think every agency in the state EMA, the Delaware County EMA, the governor's office, everybody's pushing out stuff. It's really gonna ramp up. As of tonight, midnight, we're only 50 days away from this event. So you'll start seeing more stuff on social media and stuff, but you may hear from me again. Hopefully you don't. But we are gonna push out a lot of stuff over the next 30, 40 days. So if you guys have any questions, we are preparing, because this is something we do have to prepare for. So if we don't prepare, we'll be busy. If we do prepare, hopefully it'll watch. Yeah. They say in there that they expect to rain in all these events that they've had. They still expect the crowds to be there. So this is still going to happen with rain or without rain. So thank you.
I'll be somewhere else. Thank you, Rob. What else do we have back here? We've got these salary ordinance amendment for last year.
You've got two of them. You've got ordinance number 2305 and 2305A.
Nope, it's just showing you the difference. 2305A is the amendment that you're doing.
Just the amendment. So you just, okay, so there's the one you currently have, and this is the one.
The reason we're amending is because
There was
it's being paid out of
it listed an area where it's going to be paid out of that it can't be paid out. We're not going to pay it out of.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's,
Correct, in the area it's being paid out of.
Yeah,
that's
so
the
it
only
listed-
correction, it's no amounts, nothing.
It listed something.
LRS
LRS, yes, and so that's,
So it's just water, MVH, and stormwater.
yes.
for those, salaries could not be paid out of that. And it was listed. It's just we just caught it. We caught it out.
And how do we need to do this, John? Is this
Salary
just an
ordinance.
amendment to the ordinance?
Yeah, just make a motion to approve ordinance number 23-05A.
This doesn't need to be roll call, correct?
No,
It's a salary.
Because it's just an amendment.
Make a motion to approve ordinance number 2023-05A.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'm gonna skip it for now. Is there any pressing information regarding economic development in your grocery store?
Just that I'm still trying to make a contact at rural. I have not been able to make a contact with somebody that actually can say whether they would be interested or not, but I'm still making some inroads. I've got a contact that was given to me, so I'm still following up with that.
Have you ever tried Needlers? They're kind of.
Right.
They just came in.
I have not.
They're up in Hartford City.
Harper City,
Yeah.
they're trying, they're kind of
Trying,
expanding.
yeah.
Right.
Okay.
That
They're a
trace
smaller store
three,
too.
we need to do anything with that trace three, you've got it down.
No, it was-
Business.
It's already been, it's already been,
It's in the,
it was in the,
sorry,
But he already did.
yeah, and it's already been paid.
okay. It was just down here on the bottom, I didn't know.
Yeah,
what-
more just FYI.
Okay.
Okay, board
I
appointments.
show the board appointment.
Good Lord, we're gonna try to do all this. I think we've done
Yeah, some of them like
streets
that.
and water, sanitation, opioid settlement fund administrator.
I don't know.
Steve, that's right.
I was last year.
Steve is also the ADA compliance officer.
Was
Steve
last
is
year.
also the park board liaison. Steve is also the area development project coordinator. Just.
You must have been a lot of meetings last year.
How many meetings?
He's here tonight though.
All right, let's skip that one for a minute. Planning and zoning board representatives.
We've got that thing here, right?
No.
No, you have two open Dems, Democratic spots, and then we got one town council spot. open.
Oh,
Okay, one town council spot.
so it's
So if
either
somebody don't, I'd be happy to go on. I know you guys have, I haven't been here, so Brandy's going on, I'll take that other one. You guys
Okay.
So see it.
Bill and Brandy.
All right, do we have to vote on this stuff, or we just agree?
It's your appointment.
All right, Bill, you've got it.
Is that
Well, the
correct?
town council's
That-
appoint,
that
town
just-
council appoints it, so yeah.
Just to be that leaves, that gives you 5 Republicans with Kristen.
In terms of balance, you're talking.
All right, I
Right,
know.
we know that.
I know that
Or is that 4?
it is at least
Four.
since,
Okay, then we're okay. Never mind.
it is-
Oh, no.
Oh, Terry
Terry,
Granger,
yeah.
that's fine.
we have been talking about this at least since September.
I know.
We just have to show due diligence.
I mean,
Wait a minute, I think you guys go to John, correct me if I'm wrong, this is saying, 2 have to be Dems and 2 have to be Republicans from citizens. Council, we are 100% Republican, there is no choice on this side.
Well, and it doesn't have to be, it's, I mean,
Yeah.
according to what I'm looking at, it's the citizens that have to be the
Right.
Republicans.
We've got
Exactly.
one citizen
Not the
already.
board
So the
members.
two
we're good-
open
we're good up
seats,
here.
we just
We've
need
got
to
2
try to get
Republican
them.
Then
citizens,
we
so we
only
need 2
have
Democratic citizens.
Non-Republicans on the board.
Yes.
Right.
Still,
Citizens.
I thought you were asking the Hales.
still.
Yeah. we'll go
Beyond-
on.
Talk to
Okay, we're
Hales.
good.
Beyond
We're
Bill.
good, we're good with that.
So we're in
Right,
good
there's
spot.
still 2 open.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's
beyond
still 2 of them.
Yes.
Zoning board,
BZA,
Yeah.
I have one that is agreed that I've talked to, and that's Aaron Wells.
okay?
Who's on it now? Or who was on it?
Was Mike Wakeman that I see is taken off, or I have highlighted out on my sheet, is that correct? That's the
Mike
one I got.
Wakeman leaving?
He said he would stay.
Okay,
Oh,
On B, on
Might ask him
BZA, you
about
got
it.
Mike Wakeman, Amy Morgan, Christian Real, Marshall Farmer, and Todd Lewis. I just have, I have Mike Wakeman crossed out. in yellow.
I think it's
Beyond that.
farm, I think farmers. I don't know if he hasn't been. Well, we have.
I had
Farmer
Mike
has not
Wakeman,
been
I
in
like
the-
it.
It's not
Uh,
bad.
You
Well,
use
but
the
it's
BZA.
BZA, you only,
You only
BZA's
meet
only
when you
called
have, when
one.
they're called, they don't come to every meeting.
well, I mean,
He
we
was-
had one, and this list is like from 2+ years, because they didn't agree with that in 23.
Well, and I think Steve brings up a good point. Is Christian, attorney, is Christian's on both the BZA and planning and zoning, she can't be on both, they cannot, so she, because the BZA has to recommend to the planning and zoning, she's
Right.
recommended to herself.
Right.
So the BZA, just think of the BZA as judges, okay? And the judges have to be impartial, and the judges can't be on other boards and commissions. They need to be impartial so that they can make their decisions.
I'm
I
assuming
think
you're happy
Mike
with planning
Wakeman
and
was
zoning.
Oh,
highlighted
yeah.
because his term expired. That's why.
So do you want to report it? But he wants to stay.
Waitman will stay, so
Okay,
he's
so
on
we
for
need to
another
appoint
4.
Waitman, and then we would have to take Christian on, and then, that was still, I've got Aaron, or if somebody else has got another appointment. Is that what you're saying?
Aaron's
Let's do Aaron, and let's put Mike back on.
Okay.
So we're
You're
good.
you're appointing Mike, and then Aaron Wells will take Christian's spot.
Yeah,
It was, the reason why his name was like that, his position was the one that was up.
Right.
Yes.
His time is up.
December
So we-
31st,
he said he would
2023,
continue.
correct.
Yeah.
all right,
So
ECI,
Aaron-
RPD, Steve?
What is it?
East Central Indiana Regional Planning District.
I'd like to continue that.
Fire Territory Representatives.
Is it one of us?
I have had difficulty meeting with them because they like to meet on Monday nights. That's been my problem.
I can take that one.
Okay, we need 2, correct?
Yes, Joe and I were.
And I would do it, but I'm not sure I should, because I'm doing some work for Trina.
All right, I'll do it.
I am, okay.
Really, you were already on the fire territory.
I'm not now. Once I came here, I came off the citizen side of it. Now, I've been the citizen that's been bounced back and forth between the
She's a
town
trustee.
and the fire department.
If you guys don't think it matters, I'll do it. I mean, I'm okay. You're okay with it, you can do it.
I'll do it.
Okay, so who's on fire protection? Not Joe Scott,
No,
So that would
not
be
me,
so that's Brandy.
And me.
and Adam. Place
So
of being Joe.
Brandy, Steve's not doing it. Ah, got it, okay. And then that leaves Trish, Teresa, and then the township has the appointment this year.
Yeah.
Back and forth on this.
Okay, Community Relations Liaison.
That's just, that's just a.
Okay, Special Projects Coordinator. Yep. Devo Redevelopment Commission appointment. That's a good one.
We have one, I mean, it shows here, we got
I
one.
got one blank. Is Jimmy Spencer still staying on it?
He can't, if I remember right.
Okay, so no Jimmy Spencer. So right now you've got Todd Lewis, blank, Adam
What's-
Jones, Bill Walters, and Ron Howard are on it.
Can Adam be on that, being president?
We need one more. What's the requirement?
If Jimmy's not.
Taking Jimmy off, we only have Todd Lewis.
Members must be 18 years
Adam
old, residents of the
me.
town, and you gotta have a bond.
All right, I nominate Marshall Farmer.
I'll do it.
Is everybody good with that?
We need any others?
I'm already bonded, so
I know.
All right, that's the list. What we can.
Uh,
Okay,
Can we, since the other ones, the ADA one, is that something that, would you be interested in that, Randy, or the opioid, either one of those?
Yeah, I
should do the opioid. Why wouldn't you want to do that?
I have tried to work through that thing, and it's just,
what is it?
it's that squirrely,
Oh,
What do you have
it's
to do?
opioid funds that are available out there, and it's only, it's limited. I think you-
We have so much that we can use and designate, and there's very.
I'll do one.
okay. Do you have a preference?
I can do the other. Oh,
Okay, I'll do the other.
Okay.
Randy's gonna do ADA, I'll do the other.
Okay, make sure you write that down, give me those.
And then there's one that we didn't bring up, but just came up, was the Indiana Trails. Somebody to represent the board for Daleville, at least communications as far as Indiana Trails. The town manager is doing it for Yorktown. I just met with him today, and he said, there should be somebody from Daleville that's a representative that's basically finding out what the trail's all about, researching it, make sure we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, and get involved in it, so it's not determined for us. And we're coordinating with other communities. You're coordinating a connection with Anderson or Madison County, and you're also coordinating a connection with Yorktown.
am I wrong in my thinking that basically we do that now?
We do it through the economic development. I mean, pretty much the commissioners have handled the trails through the economic development side of it.
Okay.
I'd be okay to, I'll be all right to handle this one. For simple fact, we've got a grant, SS4A is coming in, and SS4A takes in Fatality Street, bike trails, and the whole nine yards. We've already got a grant that we've been awarded, that some of this will be done in that grant. The rest, I think, it has been handled by,
I paid for it.
yeah, the commissioners have taken care of it, and everything that we've got done, we're put in to tie in with the different ones, Cardinal Trail and all the greenways. It has been coordinated through that effort.
Is there any plan at all to get through us? I mean, is there a timetable?
I don't think we've laid any plan over here. We looked at,
We looked at the industrial park, possibly eventually the trails there coming down Hoyt, shooting down 400 south and connecting out here to Delta.
we've got to get some main drag, yeah, coming through, because they're all over the south
Because
industrial.
all I've ever heard is like a board going along with the river, going that way, but that's kind of.
That's
That
been
was
going on for years, probably last, I don't know, 16 to 12 years, that's been
Yeah,
talked
it's not
about.
going anywhere.
They don't have any, they don't have any funding, and they don't have anybody applying for the grants. And you need a match to go for the grant, and they don't have the match. So that's why the commissioners.
The Ready 2.0, did you guys put any projects in for it?
Nope.
Went to a meeting.
Did anybody ask you for any projects?
Yeah, we gotta. We just did that.
Because I meet with Trevor, the guy that's
Yeah.
supposed to be over.
Trevor asked us once.
I think covered. I don't have anything.
Nobody spoke up on
Gone through.
anything,
We
so.
put Randy and you on the fire protection, Marshall, Amy on the redevelopment. I'll go to planning and zoning, Aaron Wells will go to Board of Zoning Appeals.
Yeah, send me a copy so I can
Why don't
update
I just give
mine.
Amy that right there?
That would be
So you're
great.
gonna run down, and then I don't
Why
have
don't
to
you
worry
give that
about
to
it.
Bill?
Okay, that's it for our,
What is that?
Look at the yellow, you need to sign where that yellow is.
Bond?
We need to give the Hurleys back some property.
oh, yeah, that's right, the north plot.
Yeah.
No, yeah, the north plot.
Yeah. So how do I, Don, you might, how do we do that? The Hurleys donated a plot of land for us. It's the Heroes Park area, where they want a portion of it back for their driveway and whatever, the north side of it. So how do we go about doing that? I mean, we need to have a survey or
Do
what?
you want to grant an easement, or do you want to just give the land back?
Give it back.
There's,
And are they adjacent property owners?
Yes.
Okay, then you will need a survey as to how much is going back to them.
I believe it's already a separate parcel.
It is.
What is? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's already a separate
That
parcel.
Yeah,
the
there's
whole
two-
part that wants to come in,
Yes.
they want back?
Yeah.
Hang on.
There's
So we'll
two
just give it back
parcels
to
to
park.
it. One tiny piece on the north end and then the part that the town's keeping for potential building.
Okay, when was the gift made?
It's been several years.
It was in,
20,
It was while we were on the
well,
board.
the gift, which gift are you talking to? The
The
Hurley to the
US
fire department, or the fire department with the lease that we've got on the
That's
property? Because we don't own the property. We do not own the property. If you go back and do research, we have a lease on that property that belongs to the fire department. We took a lease for 100 years for $1. So because it's,
I didn't know
remember,
that.
yeah, when we
No,
put
I
it
thought
together,
we owned it.
it was theirs, and it wasn't given up, unless I'm mistaken. You go back and look, it was a lease for $1 for 100 years, because we were talking about putting in Pugsley Park up in the front of it. We put Hero Way in, so that at the time when we did it, it was where all the T-ball kids practiced during April, and March and April, and people were pulling off the road. So we decided we would put that in, put the park, and the fire department would have a cut through going back through the backside. So we don't actually own the property, the fire department does, and we have a 100-year lease for that property.
Do you have an address?
yeah, he has it pulled
I
up
do
right now on
believe
the
if you
page.
look,
Yeah, I can give you a parcel number if you want
I just need an address.
it. There's land off of South Tennessee Street. But I can give you the parcel ID.
Let me just see if I got it here. And it's the name of the fire department?
No, it's in town of Daleville.
It's in our name.
Yeah.
How they
We
do that.
leased it,
Good
we
for
wouldn't
lease.
put it in our name then.
Do you remember this, Brad?
Yeah.
I worked it out with Todd. I
We-
remember, and him coming up here,
We
and
started out doing
Both
Doing-
parcels are in our.
the dollar, the 100 years, but actually, they went ahead and donated over to the town. So we got that.
Oh, the fire department donated it to us.
Yeah, they signed it
So
over.
that's why it's in our name then.
all I
That's why
remember,
it's in
we
the-
did it for
in
$1.
the
I
town's
remember
name.
the original
It
transaction.
is the third of an acre plot. That's that.
Yep, I see that, yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay.
And earlies are there, okay.
It was leased when we went into it.
Well, apparently it did, and
And it
it
was-
must be the fire department.
It was one that they would renew because they just wanted to early trust.
I would be willing to bet these people. You know. Are these people here, whoops? Are these people?
Yeah, those people know.
I figured.
Jacinda Taylor, I see that's the owner to the north.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, let me take a look at how we can do that to adjacent property owner, okay?
Okay, to anybody that's been sitting here for the past forever, do you guys have anything? James says no one has anything, so.
I want to apologize for being late. You were late. I'm tied up on the phone.
You forgot the time, really.
Terry?
No, I got tied up. I thought I could get done quickly.
When did you say, or when was it, last month it was brought up, where we're gonna vote out in May?
Here. No, isn't it here?
Yeah.
It's here.
Why don't you have it down at the old town hall, more parking?
No, we're fine here, because Old Town Hall,
You don't
may
have
not
the
be
parking,
there.
you don't have the parking, and you're taking in the whole township.
I think we'll have enough.
I don't think we will. It's a residential.
Yeah, Old Town Hall, it's not gonna be there forever.
They can park it in grass.
Put them in the grass.
You may get it on a permanent voting.
I don't.
What you're talking about.
Hmm?
Making it a permanent voting spot.
Well, they want them out of
That's
school.
where it's gonna be.
Yeah, they want it out of school.
Right, right. But I'm talking temporarily, we could use it in May if the building's available, right?
Wherever you guys are
Okay.
going
We know
to,
we-
you just need to let the Delaware County Clerk know where it's gonna go.
Yeah, we,
So when we
It's already
vote on
been
this soon, we don't have to change it right before, so it's gonna go there, he needs to know, if it's here, he needs to know, that way when we set the schedule at the commissioners to where the voting sites is gonna go, it's locked in place.
I know we've already requested to move it from the school to
Then here,
here. That's been sent to the commissioners and to.
Yep.
the-
but if you
But if
guys,
they change anything, then
we
we've got
need
to
to know.
yeah, you gotta let them know far enough ahead of time.
But it'd be hard, yeah, May 7th.
They said,
It's not up yet. Yeah, it's not up and running.
Yeah, yeah, you
Move
guys
it
gotta
over
remember
there
it's
on May
presidential
7th.
primary. We're gonna have tons of people out voting.
Yeah, it is a presidential election.
You won't have the parking here.
You got 7 people bringing their cars in just to staff the voting polls. And if you add that on top of the police department that's parking back there, I know the staff won't be here, but you're gonna have 7 cars parked around the building just from people staffing the polls.
And you definitely would have to extend your parking out somehow.
I
Yeah.
think you could have them park someplace else. You know. But
Well-
I think there's a way to do it.
Okay, so
So-
here's the question.
They're workers,
We
they're
have
gonna
moved-
be here for over 12 hours, they wanna park as close as they can.
Terry,
Brad-
you wanna be closer to home, don't you, to have it here?
Brad's
You just wanna be over
office,
here.
Brad's office is in Amy's old office now, with that building.
Are you looking at me and talking to me?
Yes, because you usually work, because you usually work these.
Usually I do, yeah.
Is that an issue? Or will he just basically have to stay out of
Yeah,
that office
yeah,
during?
Be there.
Election day, they're
It's
closed.
election.
Oh, it's election day, never mind.
He
That
won't be
an
there.
issue.
They're closed.
Never mind.
He won't be there.
There's no kitchen available anymore, they've got stuff stored in there.
So here's the.
We
You have to do a lot of cleaning out from.
Here's the $100 question though. Even if we did it temporarily, if that building goes, then we don't have any.
Well,
You just should change the, back to where we want it after that.
I'm saying we need to think long-term where we,
Well, I completely agree with that.
not necessarily for May. We could do
Maybe not.
temporarily there, but we need to think long-term where the next place.
Yeah.
Well,
I
maybe
mean,
November.
granted, I mean, I will tell you that
Yeah, May.
November.
on a normal election cycle, local elections, whatever,
This is fine.
this would be fine. But presidential election, like, it's not unusual for 50% of Delville's precinct to vote between the two precincts. Now that they've combined them, I did not work the last election. I can't tell you how many people showed up to vote at the last election, but Delville has a good turnout,
Even in the primary,
even in the
Yeah.
primary.
and there's probably gonna be non-contested primary. Except for a few seats down, I mean, the president's not gonna be contested, so there's gonna be some contest with the governor and US Senate. And I think there's one for commissioner,
County at large.
council at large, right?
Council at large.
James, how late is too late to make a decision? Because we can't get this decided tonight.
At least get this by March.
Okay. I
We
think
can probably
we need to
change
discuss
it
this.
in one of our meetings in March,
Offline.
but, cause they'll have to send notices out too when we gone.
Sorry?
Yeah, send notices out too.
Yep, they do, at least 30 or 45 days before the election.
It was not unusual for us to fill that parking lot up during a regular
This is-
election, local election. Just, I mean, over there. It was not unusual for us to do that.
Over there, or it's on the money, so it's like, it's up here.
Well, yeah.
It changes to another place other than here.
That's gonna be the problem.
If that area out there was.
Elderly is gonna be the problem.
Even
That's who should work.
park everybody in their grass.
And then I go on cars.
Oh, let's-
Out there.
My dad will come in.
Personnel manual, the 20,
Oh, yeah,
2401A.
we gotta finish that.
Yeah, okay.
You've got him somewhere over there.
We have to, we have to make, we have to change, we have to make it.
Work hard on that.
No, I do not, that's the old one.
Are you holding the
I
whole?
I should have been up there with all this stuff.
It was not, I didn't have.
Yeah, I don't understand.
They combined the
I know we talked
precincts,
about it, Amy.
they combined the precincts to move everybody over to the school.
Okay, anyways.
You can do it next time, I guess, it's not that.
That's the problem.
Well, we have one on, we have one approved already. Okay, the change that needed to be made was the fact that we did not have.
So that's the problem.
One of the-
There used to be three precincts that
We
did
did not
in
have any
Delville. There was
employees
Town Hall, which we were always at,
working
there was
in the
Trinity
same
Church,
shift.
and there
And that
was
did
the
not make
school.
it, so,
So first they closed Trinity Church,
yeah, okay.
Then
It's ordinance
they closed Town Hall.
124.1A.
and they moved us over there to the high school.
So I just need someone to.
Make a motion.
At least four.
I'll second.
At least
Okay.
four.
Whoa, whoa, wait, slow down, slow
No, you
down.
can't do it that way. That's because it was a salary ordinance, this is a
Exactly right.
personnel, you can't do it the same way.
Okay.
I tried to catch that train. But
I knew where they were going, and then I'm going, no, we were on the same page.
roll call.
Yeah.
This is for introduction only.
No, we introduced.
For an amendment?
No, we did this is just an amendment.
But the amendment to the ordinance is the same as an ordinance. You're amending the ordinance, so you have to follow the same procedure.
So that's what
The reason you only did one reading is because it's a salary ordinance, and salary ordinance only need one reading. Take them in amendments, you can suspend the rules, you absolutely can. But you have to go through the whole
No.
introduction, suspend the rules, adoption.
So I make a
Okay, let's
motion
do
to
it.
introduce ordinance 2024-01, a amendment to the town code.
Second.
Okay, now we need to suspend the rules.
No,
No,
you
we
gotta
gotta
vote on
vote.
it. Gotta vote on introduction.
And we have
It's a
to.
roll call.
Roll call. Steve Rogan,
Yes.
Bill Walters,
Yes.
Randy Hurley,
Yes.
Tom Roberts,
Yes.
Adam Jones.
Yes.
Now you can.
Motion
suspend the rules.
to
Now,
I
suspend
make a
the rules.
motion to suspend the rules.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Got a motion.
That's the way it is.
I didn't think about that.
Steve Rogan,
Yes.
Bill Walters,
Yes.
Tom Roberts,
Yes.
Randy Hurley,
Yes.
and Adam Jones.
Yes.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Just over kids, so get out of here.
So, okay, Steve Rogan,
Yes.
Bill Walters,
Yes.
Randy Hurley,
Yes.
Tom Roberts.
Yes.
And Adam Jones.
Yes.
Can we drop the gavel now, Adam?
I wanted to already.
Motion to adjourn.
Please.
Done.
We should do more last time.
Yeah, we got a vote.
Yeah, we started a half hour early.
Wait for the
I must have been converted. I'm sorry. So like I said, last spring, I got. Man.
It went right through the depot.
I'm surprised there were people killed. It's bad.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, that's right, I hate.
Downhill with no brakes.
Man, it was.
That was worth it.
I've got the forms.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
My wife said 6:30, when I was talking to somebody else.
I did send you more.
I didn't realize that I was, I needed to go, and I kept telling them I gotta go.
And fields. The whole thing. I know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they, it's not gonna be, eat long, I hope.
Yeah.
There's some sort of help.
I want to look at
house.
that had the
This house is cheap.
I didn't know that was
I want to
going
go
on.
down.
Oh, you're right.
If there's any- what the videos provided that you-
It's still going.
Sometimes if they give me a free deal, I get it first from them.
Really?